smile ever. Look at her go.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, can I?
We're gonna improvise here, so.
That's great. I brought my.
Yes. You go, girl.
Okay. I'm real nervous, y'all.
No.
So.
Just us.
It's just all y'all. Okay, so hello everybody.
Hello.
So one of the things that I don't think that I can ever get over
Yes.
is how detailed God is with the fine print.
Yes.
When he says that he is everywhere and not only in one place, that just it blows my mind every day. My name is Andrea. I'm 41 years old. The first time that I was introduced to Jesus, I was 14 years old. I met a boy named Henry in high school. And the first time that we ever hung out, we walked down to a grocery store and he bought me a Coke from the soda machine. And as he handed it to me, he said, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" I was brought up Catholic and that didn't mean anything to me. So this was a very weird question for me. Me and Henry share a daughter together, and we had her when we were 16. During the course of our relationship, I was diagnosed at a young age with borderline personality disorder, explosive anger. I had a lot of unstable behavior, severe abandonment issues. And at some point, Henry told me that because of my disorder and the darkness that I had endured, that I was built differently. That God saw me as a warrior and for the front of the line. I never understood exactly what that meant, but I always carried it with me. It seemed that no matter what I did, he always loved me and forgave me. I don't know why. I mean, I know why now, but I didn't at the time. The love that he offered me was going to play a significant role over the course of my life, and it took some time, but at around about 2004, I finally gave my life to Jesus.
Woo.
I didn't see any harm in it.
Yay.
On March 2nd in 2004, he passed away. And the way it all happened, I can't deny that God isn't real, but that's another story. Over the course of the years, as I developed other relationships, I couldn't understand why it seemed I was so difficult to love. Henry always seemed to love me in all my mess, so why was it so hard for everyone else to? Because he was loving me with the love of the Lord.
That's good.
As years went by, I went back into my old ways and did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew better. God had already touched my heart. And I don't think I fully understood that yet, though. But everything I tried to do, there was always a tug of war. Over the years, I began to struggle more with my mental health, but in 2018, things took a turn for the worse. Revisits to addictions, psych hospitals, and it got really bad. Most times, I never even knew how I made it out alive. My mental health had declined so badly that my dog was approved to be my emotional support animal. At the end of 2020, I created a post for free flower vases on OfferUp. A young woman showed up to pick up the vases. Her name was Gina. I knew, and I mean this, y'all, I knew almost immediately that Gina knew the Lord, just by looking at her. We connected quite instantly over some stories that we shared. She kept inviting me to church and sending me text messages. And I don't mean like a text, like she would send me like hour-long videos from YouTube. And although I liked it, I thought it was weird. I saw her again and I told her, "Hey, I know you keep sending me stuff and I don't respond, but please don't give up on me." And she never did. That was in 2020. I just realized that's when I met her. One day, my little dog that was always with me passed away. I relied on him for a lot of comfort, and the pain was excruciating when he died. I was searching every nook and cranny for a way to heal my pain through therapy, breath work, anything and everything, including going to church on Wednesday nights. My mental health began to plummet yet again. And this is when I started attending more services. I attempt it, well, I did. I got baptized, and anything that Gina would invite me to, I would attempt to show up for. But it never quite stuck how I wanted it to. As I continued on my mental health journey, I was getting better on my own, doing things my way, and connecting with Gina and new friends here and there, but still very much kept to myself. Slowly, I was trying to get myself out, and then came a day I was invited to be part of a mental health group. By this time, I'm already showing up to these. She is social. And I was skeptical about this mental health group, but in my mind, therapy is therapy, so it's a win-win for me. Once I started this therapy, that's when things really started to change, like I've never seen them change before. Can we give it up to La Luz?
Yes.
I've been through counseling and groups for a good chunk of my life when I was trying to be responsible for it. And I knew that all I was doing, I know this now, was just putting a Band-Aid to feel understood, but it wasn't healing me. Being part of therapy and allowing God to be involved was the best move for me. I had no idea how stunted I was. Since I've gotten closer to God, I'm able to see how present He is in everything. It really does blow my mind. I can confidently state this: who I was last year in April is not the same person as who I am now.
Yeah.
I've gained confidence that I feel like I've never had. I've experienced joy, which is unheard of for me. I am slower to anger. People that care about me are able to see changes in me as well. I've always been one to be able to see life through a different lens, but now it's nice to be able to see it through God's telescope too.
Yes.
Interesting part is that I also have friends now.
Yay.
I don't like having friends, but now I do. I'm stuck with it. Before I met Christ, I was constantly looking for love because it was something I lacked as a little girl. And since Henry was my first boyfriend, I assumed that everybody would love me somewhat similar, but nobody ever did. Now that I have found Christ, I have all the love I've ever been looking for, and it's been here all along.
Amen.
I just needed to look for it, and it's the most healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I think another part of this is that I've come to fall in love with is how He's always teaching me and showing me things, even times that I don't realize that it's a lesson. Just because I found Christ doesn't mean that I don't struggle with my mind anymore.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Tuesday night of this last week, I felt defeated. I fell into an episode, and it was terrible. I was thinking to myself, who am I to share my story on Thursday? Which then makes me realize that this is all part of it. It's a constant battle, and I have to hold those thoughts captive.
Yes.
So when I go through those modes, I'm not alone anymore. I never was, but now I've actually invited Him in, and He helps me with those battles. I want to finish with this poem that I wrote when I finally decided I had nothing to lose anymore but everything to gain. So this is the poem. I have waited my whole life for a love that's true, a love that I would only ever receive from you. I ran from you as far and as fast as I could, yet you ran right there with me when I didn't think you would. There were times I avoided you, many times I was scared to speak your name, but yet you forgave me for all of it, and once I believed, I've not ever been the same. The world said I wasn't good enough, and it broke my heart and taught me fear. I was shackled to my thoughts and a prisoner to my flesh. So often I was saddened by life, yet you were there, and you always stayed near. You call me a masterpiece, how worthy am I? Now I'm down on bended knee, praising the Most High. I was spiritually dead, but with you I'm forever free. All these days and all this time, you knew I would run back to thee. You said in your word, I have called you by name. You said you are mine. So please, Lord, take my hand and my whole life too. Finally, the time has come that I can't stop falling in love with you. Forever yours, Andrea.
Aww.